This Meditainment production is brought to you today by the Samurai Aquatics and Decor Metaventure. Scan that QR code or click that link in the description and dive yourself headfirst into the Samurai Aquatics Discord server to pleasure your peepers on our current and future range of outdoor decor.
Established in April 2021, Upland Development United is the oldest and most exclusive and transparent no development collaborative in the Upland Metaverse. Contact Watches of N68 for more information. Warning: this podcast is produced by Metaverse Ventures Entertainment and contains unsolicited and heavily biased opinions which are solely the views of the individuals involved. It does not include investment advice of any kind, and you are responsible for undertaking your own financial, including tax liability research relevant to your own individual circumstances.
Taking over the Upland. Upland Development United. Total meta domination.
Thank you for listening to or watching the UDU Podcast. This is U2 number 87, presented by Metaverse Ventures Entertainment, More Cheese, and me, Ben68, featuring co-host Dak, Joelives, TheAgency, TB125, members from the Upland Development United Team, and of course, general Upland community members. We got two show sponsors again today, and to support them, please check out the links in the description. Now, I'll bring these up so we can bang through them. So first up again, we've got the Upland Property Advisors, aka the UPA, which is the home of the Hollis in Queens and the Sunrise in Las Vegas nodes. The Upland Property Advisors is a Discord server project on a mission to help Upland players of all player statuses share Spark to construct properties and to promote community growth in the UPA's sanctioned nodes. The UPA's automated Spark trains let members build anywhere in Upland with no UpEx fees and no minimum Spark requirements. Thank you to Mesme, BAMTech, and High Road from the UPA team for being a sponsor for the last 4 weeks. Join the UPA's Discord server for more information about the many cool things they've got going on. And of course, make sure you tell them that the UDU podcast sent you. Next up, we've got No.87, who owns and operates Eddie's Car Shop at 15125 88th Street in Queens, New York. And he also operates Eddie's Block Explorer Shop in 2445 Venice Boulevard, Los Angeles. Now we're going to have a bit of a closer look at what he's got going on here. If I can press the right buttons, and it doesn't reload on me. So this is Eddie's Car Shop. Now, Nick thoroughly checks and reflects on the relevant markets at least 2 to 3 times a week, and with MetaVenture applications in for an outdoor decor showroom and a second Block Explorer shop, No.87 is on a mission to supply both the buying and selling customers with the #1 best deals in town. Check out the Eddie's Discord server link in the description for more information. Let's just have a little bit of a sneak peek and see what he's got going on in the car shop here. Now, I'm somebody who was recently in the market and I bought a Series 1E. Oh, look, there's another one, $630. That's way cheaper than what I paid. Nice. Although I was lucky to get one of the rare UpEx ones. So I paid
it's yellow too.
About $1 million. FOMO.
It's yellow, Ben.
So we got a Series TE there for $189 US. He's got a bunch of UPX sales. Oh, look, vans, trucks, Series 4Es.
Another yellow
rig.
one. Oh, wow.
Big rig, 1,155. And it's a yellow too, cheese. Oh, no.
know. But it's cash.
Yeah, it's always harder. But the prices are always a lot better on the cash side of things.
Yeah, that's a really, for a semi-truck, that's an amazing price.
Yeah, so I don't know if I can X out.
For all of them, really.
Yeah, so that's Eddie's Car Shop, and that's in, I forget, what did I say?
Have
Is
you-
it in Hollis?
I'm going to say something silly, and I'm
Go for
sorry.
it.
You ever see the Howard Stern show?
Yeah, bits and pieces in clips and that whatnot.
Sometimes I feel I'm the Robin and you're the Howard.
I don't know the reference, unfortunately. I'll have to look that one up.
All right.
Let's jump over to Eddie's Block Explorer shop and see what's going on in there. I haven't done much Block Explorer buying and selling myself, although I do have a Christmas Santa. Look at that, $210. Whew. And that's interesting too. There's these Halloween zombies. I've got the closer mint of that, and this is the splitter mint.
Splitter mint, yeah.
1,800. Holy moly, that'd just about buy my laptop straight up.
If it sells.
If it sells, yeah, that's of course.
But like for quantity, that's pretty crazy. That's wow.
I haven't seen those on the market for ages, so yeah, that's interesting. I've kept mine because I figure, you know, Block Explorers as drivers of cars and whatnot. I figured a low mint zombie one might be pretty cool. And
what about that Christmas deer?
Christmas deer, the reindeer, $183. Seems to have a lot of USD sales.
I feel like you and I are shopping on the Home Shopping Network right now. Like, ooh, look at this. This looks good.
Money out the window. It looks like he's got a good mix of USD and UpX ones there as well.
Yeah.
Well, I've got one of those too. Halloween pumpkin, old school Halloween pumpkin, 190. Interesting.
As Joe is asking, who is our Beetlejuice?
I do know that reference from the clips. Yes. I don't know.
I don't know.
Anybody want to volunteer? So yes, that's some of the stuff that Nick Seven's got going on. So as I said, check out the links in the description for more information. With all of that said, today's show is recording live on either Tuesday the 31st of January or Wednesday the 1st of February here in the future. How you doing this morning, Cheese Whiz?
Not bad, not bad. I'm trucking. How about you, Ben? My bed is trying to take over the stream.
I said to Cheese before we got kicked off that it's slowly encroaching on her. It's like a big pink blob, the blob. She's not going to be a yellow cheese. She's going to be a pink cheese.
Pink cheese. As if someone took the skin off my cheese and it's the pink underlying.
Oh, and it's all jellified. Yuck. All right. Yeah, we're all a bit scrambly today, so bear with us as we run through it. Today we'll be catching up on contemporary crypto and Upland news, of course, running through some of the highs and lows from the week that was and will be in and around the Upland Metaverse. And we'll be going through our co-host segments, of course. We also plan on diving headfirst into the recent flat Earth conspiracy thing related to boatloads of lag that have arrived in collaboration with the Globe update. We'll be trying to get our heads around what the deal is with the lack of residual royalty payments for user-generated content creators in Upland. And we'll also be checking out Elijah Judah's Genesis NFT gallery in the Real Node LA. We believe we might have some breaking news coming through for that as well. So peep us out and hang around for that one. And we'll also be outlining the changes that have been made to the Samurai Aquatics and Decor sales processes. But that's not all. While we don't have any steak knife sets to give away, we will be giving away 13,000 UpX from last week's weekly challenge and 5,000 UpX from another Quip submission. And to wrap up the show, just like every week today, one of our live participants will have their shot at the 1 million UpX wheels just by being in the Zoom live at the start of the show for the snapshot, by paying attention in the middle of the show to catch a code word or phrase, and most importantly of all, to be here at the end when the wheels start rolling. A reminder that if you are a live participant that gets selected to play the 1 million UpX wheels and you tell us what the code word or phrase is before the first of the 3 wheels starts rolling, then you'll get yourself a bonus mulligan spin for the final 1 million UpX wheel, and both prizes stack up. That is, of course, assuming that you didn't spray the champagne and win the 1 million UpX wheel on the first spin. And we might have 2 code phrases today if somebody can remember that shenanigans that kicked off before we went live, because I've forgotten already. All right, let's
harsh but fair.
No, but it was what was it? Harsh but fair or something.
Harsh but fair.
Say harsh but fair like you're having a stroke. That's one of them. That'll get you a bonus 3rd spin if you can remember that one. All right, let's get stuck into the breaking very badly news today and take a quick look at what's happening in some of the crypto and upland markets. Now, I scrambled this together like a mad fiend just before, and kind of a sneak peek at what's coming up with the weekly challenge from last week. We had Dallas added as the new city for the bottom there. That was a bit of a kerfuffle through the week. People didn't really know what I was going on about with that, but we got there in the end. As far as crypto goes, what I'm seeing from this is kind of what I was expecting, a lot of sideways choppage. We're still over the 1 trillion market cap. Bitcoin dominance is still over 42%. Bitcoin's taken a little bit of a bump up 1.3%, holding fairly steady at around that high 22,000, low 23,000 mark. Ethereum's dropped a little bit. Wax is down 6.1%. Other major ones, Polygon's had a boost. What did we say last week, Cheese? It was flirting that dollar. I think I took the snapshot at 99 cents, and then when you looked, it was just over $1. So
Yeah, 112. That's great.
yeah, so that's up 11.6%. Flow's down 14.7%. Was $1.17 last week, just over $1 this week. Avalanche has taken a nice big 10% jump, was just under $18 last week, up to 20. Shiba Inu's had a tiny little bump, and Gala has also had a little bump, up 7.4% on the smaller decimal places. I don't know. Anybody want to chime in on that crypto stuff? I'm just still nibble while we're doing sideways choppage. For the upland stuff, we've actually got a bit of green. Look at that. The 90-day average transaction volume, millions of UPEX. We were at 46 million. Last week when we looked at it, it's up 1.4% to 47 million. And we've had a 0.3% boost in the average daily trading volume as well. I would assume that's all related to that recent competition they did in, what was it, the Buenos Aires Thrifty Trader. Probably helped boost that a little bit, I would imagine, plus just the release of Buenos Aires as well in general. Unique active wallets down 3.2%, down to 66,180 for the week. And total unminted properties, we had 4,169 properties minted since we took the snapshot last week. Cities, anything jumping out at you there, Cheese? Looks choppage.
I mean, it's nice to see San Francisco up.
Yeah. So
And Manhattan.
Yes. Now Manhattan, there's a lot of people, it's not exactly wash trading, but it's kind of, there's a lot of people, myself including, trying to buy the UPEX floor to sell for the USD floor. So that UPEX price has crept up and over the 100,000 UPEX. It's been up and down all over the place. So yeah, San Francisco up nearly 8% on the UPX price, up 11% on the USD. What else are we at? Rio's. Oh, I did look last week. I said the figures were the same and I wasn't sure. I double checked this morning and it was saying 4,500 again on the UPX floor for Rio. But when I clicked on, this is in upexland.me. When I clicked on the user that had that floor price, it said user unknown. So I don't know if it's one of those balked weird properties or what's going on there. So I looked at the next highest one and that was 5,000 UPEX. So I would assume that's more relative, but still getting smashed with USD stuck on the floor at $3. Santa Clara, a big drop in the USD price, down 16.3%, was $28 roughly last week, down to 24. A lot of people, again, myself included, as the arbitrage in Manhattan has gone a bit too wide between the UPX floor and the USD floor, looking for other opportunities in, you can flip dozens of properties for low value, or you flip one or two in Santa Clara or Rutherford. They do tend to move a lot slower though. So I think a lot of people are moving over to that side of things too. And yes, as I said, Dallas is the new city we've got patched in. We did have, with last week's weekly challenge, there were 3 votes for Dallas, 3 votes for Queen. I tossed a coin and Dallas won. So that's the city we'll be looking at from here. So 11,990 on the UPX floor and $5.80 on the USD floor. That's all I've got for that, unless anybody else wants to chime in. Chimey. Nope.
Hello. Hi.
Hello,
Can you
hey.
hear me? This is Shelter Group. Wanted
Hey.
to just chime in with something. This is breaking news, kind of. And some of you have probably already heard this, but Abdullah, 86, has bought up the floor in Carthay, LA this morning, super early this morning, around 7 a.m., 6:30 a.m., and just bought up the entire floor and don't know in fact entirely the number, but I want to say potentially like hundreds of properties.
Nice.
I'm just buying and minting for half an hour straight. People were watching it and commenting and don't know why.
Where in LA?
It's Carthay, the neighborhood. I believe it's
Nice.
LA.
Well, that's he's got the Rancho Park project, and the percentage on there, we talked about that last week. His percentage is, I didn't check this morning, it would be very close to, or maybe even overtaken Midtown Terrace at the front. I would imagine, but potentially he's moving in, like now that project's nearly fully fleshed out, perhaps he's moving on to something else. That's cool.
That was a speculation. Someone brought that up. Good point. I want to say, let's see. I can say exactly who also said that. Twitchy said the same thing this morning at 11:07 a.m. I see that in the Board Uplander Club channel. So you guys are thinking alike, and I think that usually when you see executives and directors and chief executives noticing these things and commenting on them and like saying similar things, there's first of all, that shows a real a genuine person who has their thoughts in line and their thumb on the pulse of Upland. And two, you see people who are paying attention to the game and seeing how it's done, and they're talking about it and just showing that Abdullah is making moves like buying up whole neighborhoods and then being able to raise a floor so that people can then buy back in with a concept like coming right about what this neighborhood will become. So I think that's pretty neat. You guys are doing a great job of sharing these things. I thought I'd jump in since you invited folks to and share about that. Very cool.
Awesome.
Abdullah's doing this big thing. You
Thanks,
guys already
thanks,
did you already
thanks,
know about that?
Thank you, Shelter. Hold on, we have a place where we say stuff like this, but we have to do like the motions. We have to have like a little bit of a format. But
Right on.
Thank you for the information. That was awesome. Yeah, Carthay.
Good.
Check it out.
Do you know off the
Carthay,
top
LA.
of your Cheese, do you know off the top of your head where that's located? Is it close to Rancho Park? Is it somewhere else?
Imposter put the actual name, the Carthay. So if you post that in, it's a neighborhood, and it's near Beverlywood, and it's below Beverly Grove.
Okay, cool. I guess that's a good that's a good reminder too, to maybe not do what I do and list a whole crap ton of your properties in neighborhoods all at once. Because but no, that's cool to see. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
All right, Chase, over to you. Anything else happening in the old Uplands?
Globes and flat Earth. So treasure hunting lag. Treasure hunters not happy about Spark Week treasures hunting not being available in all cities. Like, I didn't even know about that until somebody brought it up. But I actually kind of like it, which is weird because it's like, what's your thoughts on that? I just want to know what your thoughts are.
Well, as somebody who doesn't bother playing with it, I think it's cool. It's like you're condensing all of the best treasure hunters into some very small areas and seeing who is the actual supreme. I can imagine for those people themselves who were used to, some of these people set alarms every 3 hours all through the night, get up, claim a treasure, go back to bed, wake up. It's not much fun getting danged, especially one after the other. And as Jazzy's mentioned in chat there's too many hunting bots these days. Hunting bots were a thing way back when it was only San Francisco. So I don't know. It's one of those things that if you want to play that game, yeah, it seems Upland is very committed to like they kind of, I guess it depends if you want to go glass half full or glass half empty approach. They're kind of funneling people into fighting it out over a few crumbs, or are they kind of, maybe Cheese always thinks like they're trying to entrap people so they can weed out more of the bad actors. We'll have to
Yeah,
wait and
that's what
see.
I'm thinking.
Well, there's a big, long, chunky bit in text. Bamtech has said, herding players into a few cities for Spark Week made it difficult for even the top hunters. Yep. This change increased variance luck required for top hunters to capture Spark chests and nudged out casual hunters pretty much completely. Yeah, that's the downside. Upland has said that they wanted to level the playing field for hunting. This change had the opposite effect. Yeah, I agree. Yes. And Jazz has clarified, saying not saying they are bots, but they have assistants. I'd say extensions. Yeah, there's a very famous case, like back in the OG days when treasure hunts first come on board, there was no cooldowns. It was just exclusives and limiteds one after the other all day long. And there was a few players there that would just gobble them up all day long. And yeah, when you see somebody, and keep in mind, this is when San Francisco was hardly minted out at all. So there was massive gaps all over the place. So it wasn't a case of just jump somewhere and quickly see an arrow. Now I'm not actually, Kachao said Junjun. I'm not actually saying Junjun because I did a lot of battles with Junjun for treasures very early in the days. And he was fast, like holy moly, but it was definitely reasonable. Yeah. And Jazza said Junjun's legit as well. Yeah. But there was other ones where you're getting one executive treasure after the other in 12 seconds, 13 seconds, 20 seconds. That's when you go, oh, hang on a minute, this doesn't seem right. So, and that's player soon bounced out, so I'm not sure if there's in there, which is a shame because he was a good guy. I don't want to necessarily put him on blast, but I guess it's one of those, if you know things. What else, Jesus?
Still nothing more about the species IO except for X1 taking it off his name. I guess people are too good at guessing.
Well, I think it achieved. I think it achieved what they wanted to do, which was create a little bit of bit of buzz and intrigue. So if that was the goal, it certainly succeeded.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, and not much. And we're gonna. I don't know. Did you want to dive in the flat Earth thing now? We might as well.
Yeah, why not?
All right, I'll just bring that up. If you don't know what that is, so we're over here in the Upland Daily server, and this kind of does a good overview of what's going on. So we had the update come in where it switches from the flat Earth to the globe, and we were talking about this before we got kicked off too. When you're in that globe mode, you can't use search, which is a bit annoying. You have to actually zoom in before you can actually search for a property. Yeah, so there's been a lot of lag associated with this. Like I know on mobile, if it's zoomed right out, I can't scroll. Like normally I was very used to scrolling from San Francisco to Chicago. You just do a couple of flicks and you could get there. But now it gets to a point and it lags and it stops. So basically I have to type in Chicago before it'll zoom over there and then it'll kind of work. I can't really speak to the web-based side of things, but apparently there's been a lot of lag associated with that too.
I haven't had any, which is I'm using Brave. I know a lot of people use Chrome, but then last night during the Goldie show in the cafe, some people said that they use Brave and it happens to them as well.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Like this is a new feature. It's come in, famously, we are still in beta. So new features often come with bugs and glitches. So I'm hoping they get it sorted out. What's happened?
Wait, there was one person that, I want to answer that, Kachao. I have a theory. It's not an actual fact, but a theory. That they said something about allowing animations on your browser.
Yeah, that's this thing here. Yep. Good segue.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, apparently there's some option that you can check to see if Windows animations are enabled. So, yeah, that's not an issue on mobile, but yeah, something to check out for sure. All right, what was the Kachao thing you wanted to touch on?
Detail. So he said, what's the point of it? So I had my theory, and Ben said others had the same theory, so it's meh. But I'm thinking that the globe Upland is the jumping point to other planets coming out, like a Decentraland planet or a Sandbox planet or Mochaverse planet, et cetera, that you'll be able to kind of you'll be able to kind of click over to and just pour over through Upland. Because remember in Twitter, or like one of those YouTubes, they said something about Upland being the platform that you have to go to the other stuff.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to wait and see. Bamtaker said Windows animations and treasure hunting do not mix, and Musita has just disable animate controls and elements in Windows and you are good to go on the globe. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just, Upland is, it's advertised as a metaverse map to the real world. Well, I think it kind of makes sense that the first time you download the thing and you have a look at it, it actually looks like the globe. Now that we've spread out a bit more around the globe. I think it looks cool. We'll get there. They just need to maybe do a bit of code optimization. I just wonder if this is a fully a third party kind of feature they've patched in, or whether it's something they've created themselves. We'll just have to wait and see.
Don't read the last one. It was me going a little cuckoo-madoodle.
Nice. All right. If we're wrapped up on there, we might be ready to head on over to you, TB, if you're there for the Legits news.
I sure am. It won't be a particularly long one this week. There's not been a ton going on. In the soccer world, not much to report, but there's been a bunch of players I've noticed trying to push for more collections-related stuff. So I'm wondering whether Upland are going to be interested in that and bringing in some collections for soccer-related legits. And then the continued desire for people to get a fantasy football style thing going. I think that's probably a little way off. I'd imagine they need more teams in the same leagues and that kind of thing before they could work with that. But certainly an interesting concept. On to NFLPA, the whole triple threat thing, which got taken away. There's been no more news about why that got cancelled, unless anyone else has any insight. I think it's fair to say that one is put to bed for this season at least. There was a bit of a spike in legit trades for the NFLPA stuff last week, pushing up over 100 per day. That was pretty short-lived, but I'm guessing it's Super Bowl related, with some people started to try and pick things up that relate to some of the bigger teams this year. It'll be interesting to see if there are any Super Bowl related movements on trades in the next couple of weeks as well. So we'll keep an eye out on that one. And then FIFA stuff, which is more my specialty. Just a reminder, I have my store and I now remember my address, which is 1120 Sharon Road, Las Vegas, thanks to you kindly putting it on the screen this time. Yeah, the FIFA stuff has really died a bit of a death this week. There's been hardly any trades. I've had a few in my store, almost all of which have been for super low price stuff. So we're talking like 250, 300 UPX, which people are still snapping those up because they're really cheap. At that price, why not have a few in your account? But in terms of store stuff, it's not particularly beneficial because we're making like 20, 25 UPX a time out of it. So it's a lot of work for not a lot of return. But at least it's helping keep some trades going through. So we'll try and keep the market alive and hope that people get interested in some of the bigger things again. On that, the Spotlight Mementos are probably the one that I'm going to keep an eye on in particular, because the prices are really dropping on those right now. I actually bought one off somebody the other day for 11,000 UPX, which is about a tenth of what they were selling for when we were at the height of FIFA. I'm hoping / guessing that when the actual reveals happen and we can access those rather than just having a blank screen to watch, that there'll be a bit more renewed interest in those, especially the ones with some of the more popular teams. So it'll be interesting to see whether there's a bit of a spike in prices on those whenever that happens, although still no word on when that will be. And then that is pretty much all I've got for Legit's information this week, unless anybody has any questions.
Right, thank you very much. And apologies, my computer had a bit of a stroke in the middle of that. So I thought I was going to crash, but she came back. I don't know. What about yourself? Is there anything in particular that you would like to see as far as different Legits coming in?
Well, I think from my perspective now, it's not so much about variety of Legits as it is adding utility to them. You know, whether that's the wearables that got mentioned during the AMA the other week, which I'm guessing won't come around for quite a significant amount of time until avatars come out, that kind of thing. Or whether that's increased collections, more opportunities for people to build collections that keep them interested. I think one of the challenges at the moment is that because a lot of the people who are collecting big time have fairly sizable bank accounts to cover things off, they're able to just collect things and stack them. But in terms of Upland attracting new players and bringing people in, I think there really ought to be something that people can get involved in for not huge amounts of money as well, so that they can enjoy the process and just engage them more to start building on that utility.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would be disappointed to see some more utility come through for those types of things. That is for sure. We might even see Cheese do a backflip if that comes through. What do you reckon, Cheese? No.
I don't think I could even walk backwards at this stage. Backflip.
All right. On that note, we weren't sure if we were going to get the Dak man in today, but it appears that we do have him. Are you there, Dak?
Yay.
Hey.
Oh, you're muted. I think maybe on your mic. Yeah, I do
There
that all the
you
time.
go. Double muted. How's everyone doing?
Good, mate.
Good. How you doing, buddy?
Good, good. So, in terms of upland racing and vehicles, I think one of the key things is I have been seeing more and more showroom meta ventures. And so I've seen folks kind of announcing that they're coming out with their showrooms. They seem to be very excited about having a showroom and what they're able to do with it. So I think that that's pretty cool to see more players getting involved. Player names that I hadn't seen before in URL or anything like that. So it's good to see kind of the greater upland community getting into the vehicle economic models. The other thing that was kind of big news in URL and kind of the racing world that we have is MMVM, Mahoney MV Motorsports and Century City merged. And so now they have kind of a big community around driving and racing that they've put together. Matsuda R has been doing a lot of work in building up his MMVM brand, and this merger between Century City and Mahoney, I think, is going to do a lot. He's definitely kind of in that spatial IO space that Elijah's in as well. So he has a virtual gallery that he's doing as well. So we're seeing, kind of groups of big automotive kind of communities or projects getting together. So that's kind of interesting. The other thing too is I'm calling all S1Rs. If you own a S1R, join URL. I have a SR1, S1R club that I've started. Part of the reason I'm doing that is I'm trying to identify if we're going to have enough people that can race an S1R to see if they're going to be part of racing in the Champions Cup. If not, we're going to default to the S1E for the Champions Club Cup. And the reason for that is it doesn't make sense to try to put on a race with 6 people racing kind of thing. We want to have at least 12 racers in each of our races. And so if we don't have enough S1Rs, we will drop it to S1Es, and S1Es will be racing for the Champions Cup, which are the big prizes and so forth. So right now it's kind of the S1Es and the S1Rs need to duke it out. So if you have an S1R, ping me. We'll invite you to the club. We'll see if we can get 12 racers together, and then you guys. One of the things that I'm trying to do is kind of put a prelim league together, try it out, see how we do with existing functionality, and we'll roll from there.
Yeah, I got myself an S1E, as I said recently. I did put the feelers out for an S1R, and I got a ping back on that. Might have been last night or the night before, but prices upwards of 2 million UPEX for an S1R.
That's actually pretty good.
It is pretty good, but it's out of the point that I'm willing to play around with. So yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people aren't even selling S1Rs for UPEX. They want USD for them.
Yeah,
So it is definitely, and some of the folks that have them have like 2-3 of them, and so there isn't a big pool, because I think there was only like 50 of them total, right? 10 on each color.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if, and so S1Es might become the thing for racing in URL. We'll find out.
Yeah.
But if you have an S1R and you want to race it and you want to participate, let us know. Join the S1R club, and let's see if we can get you guys racing. Talking about racing, as I mentioned, I want to kind of try to do a quick little session just to see how it works. And with that, URL is looking for sponsors. What I'm looking for is sponsors that want to pay between 25,000 and 50,000 UPEX per race for a 6-race commitment. What you will get is logos on the race channels. You will get a thank you at the start of each race. And then if you have, if you commit to 50,000, you will get an ad in each race channel.
Well, you can sign the UDU podcast up straight away for that. We'll definitely be involved in that as a premium sponsor.
Awesome. We will definitely put you in there, and then obviously you'll have options into how you want to do it. Some things, each of the ads can actually be tailored for each of the races, which will be in different spots, kind of things. So we can work through that. But yeah, so and part of the reason I'm trying to do that is I'm trying to start figuring out what the prize pools are going to be. I know what the entry rates are going to be for drivers, and so between how many sponsors we're able to get, I've already kind of broken down a 12 race, what the distributions are going to be. So the business model is starting to come together. We just need to get some racers, figure out what S1s are going to be racing, what the prize pools are going to be, and then let's go at it.
Nice.
All right. Finally, as many of you know, last week we talked a little about the work that Buck is doing for Metaverse. We are now actively doing an auction in URL to support that cause that Buck started. We have a truck, we have an S4, we have several BEs, we have a track property. So if you have a chance, stop by URL, bid on an auction item. Right now, an S4 is up for auction for only $32.
Nice.
Or something like that. So good luck. The truck is only 122 right now.
Wow.
So yeah, so come by, check out the auctions and bid. We set them up for 5 days. So, they'll be ending sometime later this week.
Yeah, and as Impasta said in chat, go and check it out. Lots of great stuff. And of course, it's for a very great cause. Absolutely.
Yep. So we're happy to talk about that and support it.
All right. Thank you very much, Dak. And I believe that gets us to the NFT boys.
Hey.
Hey.
Howdy.
All right. So welcome to the 20th episode of
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Yeah, I did dance a little bit.
Oh.
So the first one we'll talk about is one we mentioned, and it happened earlier today. Is the fun code, the Teen Titans Go, the digital pops. 21,250 of the standard $9.99 packs. 21,250 of the premium packs for $29.99. They'll currently probably all sold out, but they're in the market. So go get some of those. And some of the redeemables is the Grail is a Titan robot, and there's $9.99 available. And the legendaries are Aqualad, Bumblebee, Red Robin, Slade, and those all have 1,800 available each. And lastly, the Royalty, Freddy Funko as Beast Boy, with 2,500 available of those puppies.
I might have a look at those tonight with my kids. They're all over that show. They love it. So I might go shopping with the kids this afternoon.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the Teen Titans, me and Rob both missed it. It was kind of hot mess Tuesday, so we were more old man Titans this time. Missed it. But okay, so the next drop we're going to talk about is Alien Worlds and ZOS, or Zombie Outbreak Survival. And they're doing a collab Wednesday, so tomorrow, 1800 UTC and 10 a.m. Pacific time. This is an interesting collab where they're using funding they got from Alien Worlds to do a collab within their own game. So you can use your Alien World assets within their games, their weapons. So if you have some good Alien World weapons, you have a chance at winning part of a 250,000 trillium prize, which is currently valued at about $6,000.
Wow.
I think it's really cool that projects are working together like this to create new use cases for their NFTs within different games. Hopefully, Alien Worlds will be funding a collab with me pretty soon here.
Yes, that would be cool, Joe. Obviously. Next, we have the Waxel World, as they drop their second chunk of lore NFT, and that'll be Thursday, 1800 UTC, or 10 a.m. PST. And I don't think we've covered them before, but the Waxel World is a play and own NFT game on the Wax blockchain with a very charming pixel art style. Every game asset in the Waxel World is an NFT and can be minted as one. This way, you as the player truly own every asset from the game, and you can decide what you want to do with yours. With your received, found, or bought NFTs. You can either trade, sell, buy, or even burn those NFTs. So I thought that was pretty neat. I like that kind of stuff. You know, the event we did, the NFTopia, that we did about a week ago or so, they are dropping their Epic Pin blend on Friday, and that's at 1 UTC, and that's 5 a.m. PST. I just bought 3 this morning to do that blend, and hopefully I'm doing it correctly because I'm a newbie. But supposedly you blend 3 of the epic pins, and you can to make an epic pin, and then you can use that in the future NFTopia, I guess, events. So as you scour the booths, and that link will be below.
Very cool. Yeah, I need to handle that as well. I did see the video on their Twitter, and that epic pen looks really cool. It's got a nice 3D animation design thing. Okay. Next drop is Marcus and Boneheads. They did a collab. That will be, I believe, or that actually happened this morning. And there are some left. These are 2 artists I really like. We covered Marcus in the past. He's a Brazilian artist, and he's constantly putting out drops. Usually they're only like 5, and they're fairly reasonably priced. This one is a lot more expensive. It's 40 wax each, but I think that's because he's doing this collab with Boneheads, and that's probably maybe new to some of you guys, but Robert Bone is an amazing artist. He's had shows on Cartoon Network, and most recently signed on for a project with Fox, which is kind of a mystery right now. Anyway, I think this collaboration is awesome, and I want to support. And so I bought a few this morning, and we will be giving out one of these NFTs today.
Oh, wow.
Yay.
That's
Just
really cool.
make sure you remind me. And yeah, I just gobbled up one myself. They look really cool.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
I want one. Can you put the link in the chat here?
I've got it. I can drop it in.
Oh,
you're the best, Ben. So organized.
Yes.
Okay, and then also have to make a quick mention of the cat stickers. Have a Catterday charity drop. I'm not sure what the cat will be this time, but got to support charity and cat stickers if I can.
Absolutely. And lastly, Tales of the Crypto have a mystery drop to finish this week, and that'll be on Sunday at 20 UTC, and that's 12 p.m. PST. And, you know, about this name, which is kind of funny in my opinion, but Joe had mentioned he was interested in doing a project called Tales from the Crypto. And then I determined I had domains that I had bought a few months before we even talked about it. Anyway, my point being, it was a good partnership from the start. You know what I mean? So anyway, thanks, Joe, for being a part of the team.
Aw.
And don't forget to jump on over and pick up one of Joe's Sean Daddy Glass NFTs as well. There's still a bunch of those available, I see.
Very cool. Thanks, Ben. You're great marketer. And yeah, thanks for joining us for this week's edition of
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Thank you, geez, Ben.
You got it.
Thanks, lads. All right, moving on to MVE news and updates. In episode 69 of the Wine and Cheese Show, we talked about some of the recent Upland events, went over some interesting contemporary metaverse articles, including, what was that? Was that the Oreo metaverse? I think that was last week. And, that was part of the speculation, imagine visiting Oreo metaverse world or whatever the hell it was called. We showcased manufacturing in the shiny new Samurai Aquatics and Decor factory. We went over the Carnival structure ornaments, and then we explored Elijah Judah's epically immersive gallery in the Real Node LA, which is the first of its kind to be directly and officially connected within and to the Upland Metaverse. As I said earlier, we'll be taking another brief look into that here today. Anything in particular been happening else in the MBE this week, Chips?
Yeah. Actually, I actually have something. So I made a mention on the Wine and Cheese Show that I am looking to bring celebrities into the Upland Metaverse, and my tactic is to art them and then put them out. And I asked people to make some suggestions and put it into the comment section of that episode. And for the next Wine and Cheese Show, I am going to put them all on a wheel and kind of do the next suggestion on there. So if you want to see an artist done in my art style, then make sure you go to the YouTube section and of the last Wine and Cheese and get that in. You could also put it in general chat in MVE.
The contest channel in the MVE. A bunch of people have put some suggestions in there already.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely put mine in. I'm hoping I win.
I'm having a bit of an artist block right now because I'm supposed to be finishing up my Lizette NFT, and I must have trashed it 5 or 6 times already. So yes. I'm having a hard time.
I got a Cheese sent me a bit of a sneaky peek. When was that? Yesterday morning. And that was a bit of a horror show to start me off my day.
Wow, Ben.
But you'll get there. I know you excel at portraits, and yeah, some of those artist ones that you did, I'd love to see some of those suggestions that come through, especially mine. I'd like to see Steve Harris from Iron Maiden, if you know who that is. So
I do.
Yes. All right. Now, in Samurai Aquatics and Decor news, we have now settled into manufacturing in the large factory and are now pumping out between 45 to 50 items every 4 days. The next lot of items I think they finish up in about 4 or 5 hours. So I'll be listing those in the showroom tonight after work. So that's probably a good 12, 14 hours from now. We have moved away from those periodic wave sales that we're doing to, we're trying to get to the point where we have constant stock available within the showroom. So if you're interested, just go and check it out, the showroom at 30 Aqua Vista Way, Midtown Terrace, and see if there's anything in there for you. I have been getting a few DMs, like, there are other outdoor decor showrooms available now for like secondary sales and that sort of thing. So I've been getting people wanting to place like orders. We're not really at the point where we can do that yet. Like, we can't even stock our own showroom at this stage. If we can get to the point where we can build up enough of our own inventory in the showroom, we may look towards testing out some small bulk deals with other decor showrooms. The priority, of course, will be given to UDU members and close associates that have Decor showrooms. Like I said, we try not to get too far ahead of ourselves with these sort of things. We just play it by ear and try things out and see how they go, review and reflect, and go from there. Wine of the week and win of the week. I said before we kicked off, I didn't have one. The wine of the week was we decided to settle on the lag associated with the globe. Does anybody else have a wine or a win? I'm away from the chat. No?
Oh, I will. I noticed they didn't really announce it, but I noticed that if you go into your assets, you can now search for an address.
Oh, really? And there was also a sneaky update too, where if you're looking at somebody's profile, you can click on to send them a message directly, which is that's a good little addition as well.
I don't think I've talked to really more than 4 people on there. This is what I really wanted. That search thing for people who have over 1,000 properties and you want to do trades. This is freaking awesome. So thank you, Upland, for that. That's my win.
Nice. Yeah, that's all of those little what do they call them? Quality of life improvements make a big difference.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
No more scrolling.
No more scrolling. And what's Finsky say? My Spark rent ends today in showroom and factory, both ready like in a week in Oakland. Oh yes, Finsky's setting himself up a very nice spot in Oakland for some future stuff. Hopefully we can get an outdoor decor showroom in your hands over there in Oakland. All right, where we at? UDU nodes updates. Anything happening in the Bronxdale cheese? I haven't touched on anything with Midtown Terrace this week. I've been all over the place. Bronx.
Bronx, just getting stuff done. Another thing completed last night. I was able to put more on another. My husband demanded a property in a node, so I finally let him in.
Nice.
I finally let him in, and we're getting a property built that should be done in about like 3 or 4 days. And yeah, I'm just, trying to get everything built as fast as I can.
You're doing what the UDU does, and you've got a plan, and you're just chugging along.
Singing my song.
That's right. Yeah, as I said, I haven't even had a chance to look at MTU stats this week, but I shall endeavour to do so. All right, code phrases for the 1 million UpX wheels. We've got 2. We've got the bonus one that kicked off at the start of the show. That is Harshmafair. Harshmafair. That's one of the ones. That'll get you a second mulligan. And the main one that I had down is Real Node LA. Real Node LA. So if you can remember those 2 and let us know what they are before the 1 million UpX wheels kicks off, you'll get 2, not 1, not 2, but 3 chances at the 1 million.
Wow. Harshmafarsh.
Harshmafarsh. That's got to be a hashtag for something, surely. All right. One of the main things we wanted to touch on in this week's show is about NFT royalties. Now, this is something that has been kicking around for a while and kicked off again on Twitter, if you didn't catch it, with a tweet from our good friend Umbrella Boy. Let me see if I can pull that up, if I can find out where the hell I am. Here we go. Not that one. Not that one. This one. So I believe this was yesterday. Yeah. So yesterday, Umbrella Boy tweeted, "Hey, at Upland Me, why no royalties on secondary market sales for player-created ornaments and decor? Seems to be a core tenet of the NFT economy, and Dirk Luth talks about it in his book. See page 49. Let's support Upland Me artists and entrepreneurs." Me being me, I quickly piled onto that and I followed up with, we've been asking the exact same question for almost 2 years in regards to being in the outdoor decor beta. We've never been given an answer or an explanation. The only response to date has been the use of the eyeball emojis.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Now, I said this to Cheese and DM. We're not raising this issue to kind of be pricks about it. It's just what is actually going on here? Like, and two of the things that I've tweeted here along with this is, we know that royalties are one of the biggest factors for, UGC artists and whatnot in the space. So this is something that I pulled way back it wasn't way back in the day. It was semi-recently within the Outdoor Decor server when I brought this up again. So it says here, how are NFTs revolutionizing secondary markets? With NFTs, an artist's right to secondary sale royalties is automatically guaranteed thanks to a few simple lines of code with no extra legal work required. This enables artists to instantly get a cut of any and all future sales of their work in perpetuity. You have the initial primary sales, and then the big kind of selling point for artists and whatnot is that you have a long tail. And often in some of these big Ethereum-based NFT sales, people make more money on the secondary sales than they do on the primary sales. So I'll just share now. This is just my own words that I dropped in the Outdoor Decor channel as well. So I'm not putting anybody on blast here. This is just kind of transparency of give you an idea of what's already been talked about. I've said here, have just finished up recording the latest Wine and Cheese show. And one of the things that came up with our guest was about residual payments for NFT sales. I remember very early on in the Outdoor Decor discussions, I raised a question in regards to sales of Outdoor Decor NFTs within Upland. And I believe it was a case of wait for more information. So that was way, way back. Keep in mind that Outdoor Decor has been a process that's been happening for 2 years. And I continue on. We are now getting very close to the release. So this must have been like September-ish or something like that. And I know that Upland will continue to receive 5% payments for the entire life of the NFTs we are creating. So yeah, we sell an Outdoor Decor NFT. Upland gets a 5% cut of that. We of course make our primary sales margins there. It goes off into the metaverse and continues to be bought and sold. Upland receives a 5% cut on every transaction that occurs. At this stage, we get Zippo. So I've asked a question there again. Will there be residual payments made to the actual NFT creators? And the reaction was eyeball emojis. We haven't received any information to date. I know some of the other Outdoor Decor participants, Los Montanos and Constantine, I believe, have also raised the question. It's, as Dak said in chat, residual is part of that perpetuity and how perpetual good is delivered. Absolutely. Now, in Umbrella's tweet, he did mention that Dirk outlines it in his book. So I pinged both Umbrella and Cheese to see if I get, because I don't actually have a copy of the book myself. So I pinged them to see if they could track down exactly where that is. So if you weren't aware, Dirk is the co-author of a book entitled Navigating the Metaverse, a guide to limitless possibilities in a Web 3.0 world. This is available on Amazon and wherever you can get books and whatnot, I believe. As I said, I haven't got a copy of this myself. Maybe I'll just steal Cheeses or something. There we go. So yes, apparently this is outlined here, and I got Umbrella Boy and Both Cheese sent me through the links. Now, I don't know if I'm able to zoom this in so I can read it. So this is within the book. This is from page 49. So I'm not sure who authored this particular section. I don't know if this is Dirk himself, but let's just assume so until proven otherwise. It goes here to say, in the metaverse, NFT creators and merchandisers aren't left out after the primary sale. On top of those transactions and the minimum guarantees agreed upon with the DApp vendor, brands get a piece of the secondary market. As shown in figure 2.8, these royalties generate revenue for as long as those NFTs circulate the metaverse. Consider that NFTs appreciate or depreciate based on the free market value, giving NFTs long tail earning potential and give NFTs long tail earning potential and represent game-changing revenue generation. Yeah, well, we know this. It's outlined here.
Before you go to page 53, I just want to mention in figure 2.8, they show 4 brands, and they're like, major brands. I don't want to assume anything, but I'm wondering if they're insinuating that major brands will get this, but not the Metaventurists.
Wow, that's just all kinds of greasy if that's the case.
That's greasy.
Yeah, I wonder, you know, we've had NFT collaborations with people like Jackie Tsai with that whole Halloween one. I wonder if there was royalties, you know, if that was coded in for that.
Yeah. Most likely.
I mean, the information's there. We know it should be there, but it's not. And I don't really understand why. Yeah, on page 53, it goes on to say, but it is actually common in the NFT space to see NFT creators receiving more sales from secondary markets in the first few months than from primary sales. Yeah. So I guess at this stage, we're kind of looking for a please explain. I don't know. Let me catch up on chat. Did anybody else want to chime in on that? Just seems very strange. Cheese, you're an NFT creator, and you receive ongoing kickbacks from all the stuff you do.
I showed you once before, like I had like you know, almost a price of one of my NFTs, like 20 something wax as a residual.
Yep.
So yeah, like it is definitely very important, and then you get news that makes your stuff go a little bit more. I know there was something that happened where one of my two of my NFTs were a part of a collaboration for someone. I won't name it because I think it's not out there yet, but Boulder Magic brought it to my attention. He's such a smart guy. And all of them just sold really fast. And then I saw for secondary and those were selling. So I was able to, you know, get it twice.
Yeah. It's important because, you know, we do know that at the moment, the outdoor decor user-generated content is in the hands of a small amount of people as far as the beta goes, but that's going to expand, I would imagine, at some stage this year. We have seen the structure ornaments kick off with the Carnival thing. There's going to be a crap ton of revenue, UpX revenue generated through that, and then there's an entire secondary market associated with that. I also expect that we will see the first structure ornaments metaventure shops kick off hopefully this year, because I know that's something I'd like to buy a whole bunch of those. I'd also like to potentially apply for one of those shops because I've got absolutely shirt loads of them. So yeah, I don't know. It just seems weird. Like everybody knows that NFT residual royalty payments are a thing, should be a thing, but they're not a thing. I guess what we're trying to do here is put a call out for some information as to why. Is it something that's being worked upon? Is it, you know?
I don't know where I saw it, but I do remember X1 saying that they were going to implement it somewhere down the line. I don't know if it was the AMA for the previous AMA or a catch up or something, but I remember it was a question and he said that they were going to look into implementing it, but shouldn't that have been done before?
Yeah, the trouble is that's been said for 2 years, and if we push everything to further down the line, then we end up all jumping off the end of the bridge. So it's a bit of a worry. Good. Yep.
Does the 5% that Upland makes, does that go to the community pool for the resale of those outdoor decor items?
I'm not up to speed with the mechanics of that myself, whether it goes to the community pool or the Upland pool. Mercedes said probably, yeah. I would assume so. Yeah.
I also agree with what Goodwill just wrote. Factory owners should also have the ability to pay for players to add Spark and use multiple factories at once.
Yeah. On that, despite being, you know, essentially in waiting for 2 years for the outdoor decor beta to kick off, we are still in the very, very early stages of that. They are still streamlining the processes associated with submitting and approving your decor items, as well as how the factories work. There's a lot of work going on behind the scenes there. So I would assume that's coming. Like, everything we're doing is to set up for being able to run multiple factories ourselves, or if that's not an option, to like Cheese can run a factory, D-Tech can run a factory on behalf of the business, or yes, we can kind of employ almost sub-merchant factories as well. Same with Spark, like allocation. It's one of those things where I think all of that's coming. It's just, you got to get your ducks in a row beforehand. It just seems weird that the NFT royalties part of that hasn't been part of the early stage. Like, one of my concerns is, like, we know that Upland as a metaverse platform has received very little mainstream traction. We've had a few little blips here and there, but nothing that you would consider mainstream. With them going to things like Davos and that's hopefully on the horizon. My concern is that we have that mainstream push. We get, some big NFT creators in the space, and then they find out there's no long tail secondary revenue. Then they're not going to hang around for long. They're going to go to other places with better opportunities, unless, like what Cheese has kind of hinted at, where they do those deals for official people and not for the meta venture shops. I mean, crikey, I hope that's not the case, because that's going to cause all sorts of drama.
You know what would be amazing? If they do implement it sometime down the line, and they pay back they do a payback for, like, they're keeping track of it now until they're able to implement it, and they do a payback for whatever royalties were owed.
Well, we'll definitely hold it to them, because they paid themselves back for the whole when they changed the tokenomics for UPEX with the supply, how they get that. So they weren't shy to back pay themselves. So absolutely. Yes, we'll have to wait and see on that one.
Oh, look at what Goodwill put. He goes, well, they do give them lots of Spark and enable player-based Spark pools.
Yeah. So wait and see. I don't know. Did anybody else want to chime on that before we move on? No. So yeah, at this stage, we're just hoping for more information, because it gets a bit old saying, yeah, you'll find out about that later. You'll find out about that later. More information later. Eyeball emojis.
I do have something to say. If it is going to the community pool, then it's really not even going to Upland, right? The operator. So really it's a community thing. So this would maybe be a great thing to come up for a vote, right? Because it's the community's money, right? If it's going into the community pool, that 5%.
The trouble is they've blurred the lines on that now, because they pay themselves from that. So that doesn't hold true anymore.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So I guess, and it sounds good in theory, but in practice, yeah,
it might actually be more apropos because of the fact that it's just a single pool. And part of the logic behind the community pool and moving things into the community pool was that then the community would be able to have an impact over the economic model a bit more. So I actually like Joe's idea of, well, this is a community economic impact. Therefore, the community should vote on how that impact should be managed.
Yes.
Because it is a community pool. And so instead of trying to argue with them about, give me, I would make the argument that just say, okay, does this go into the community pool? Yes or no? Yes. Is the community pool supposed to be a community pool, i.e. governed by the community and the player base? Yes or no? And kind of catch them on yes or no. And if they answer yes, then the community should be able to call a vote.
Yes, we'll have to wait and see. All right, we're going to try and blast through a few things, because I'm hoping we can still get Elijah on. Bear with us for a second. I'm just going to blast through a few things really quick to try and get us back up to speed. Now, for the weekly challenge, last week, you were tasked to let us know in the contest channel of the MV server or in the YouTube comments which additional city you wanted added to the weekly snapshot for the Breaking Badly News crypto and Upland markets. As I said, that was won by Dallas. So Dallas is now our thing. We had 13 people submit. Oh, I forgot to turn down the screen. So if you're on earphones, you might want to plug your ears. Oh, look at that. More cheesels.
You did turn down the screen.
Oh, did
Actually, yeah, it was really nice. What did I win? What was this of?
13,000 UPEX from last week's weekly challenge.
Nice. Yay.
Congratulations. Now, I did just remember, we're going to use, no, not this wheel. That's the final wheel for the Joe giveaway. So apologies for that. So that was last week's weekly challenge. I didn't get a weekly challenge ready. I told you there was something I was forgetting to do. It was to set up this week's weekly challenge. So keep your eyes on the MBE contest server. I'll put a blast out for whatever that's going to be at some stage this evening or the next couple of days. This week's quips, if you don't remember what quip stands for, it's questions, insights, provocations, and statements. If at any stage you have some Upland or UDU related quips that we could dive into, let us know. Google form link is in the description. It can be anonymous, but if you put your Upland username in there, we'll send you 5,000 UPX. This week's quip was sent to us by Kinda520. Now, I wasn't sure if we touched on this one or not before. If we have, you double up your prize. It was just a perfect segue into what we're going to look at for the Real Node LA. So Kinda520 asks, when are we going to be able to start doing stuff inside our buildings, i.e. indoor decor, having people visit inside your building? Now, I don't know about you, but that smells like a killer segue to me. Kinda, you legend. I don't know. Is Elijah in and available?
He got stuck in a meeting.
He did. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I did pull this up and get it ready. If you weren't already aware, the Real Node LA gallery is available at 3152 Budau, Budau Ave in Los Angeles. Now, one of the good things about being the first is that it's very easy to find. Now I did get this ready here. Now I will click on this, but it's probably going to take ages to load. So yeah, the Real Node LA gallery is in LA. Duh. And Cheese and I did dive into this on the Wine and Cheese show. Now that I've clicked on that, I might be able to bounce out of there and hopefully it doesn't reload. Yeah. So
It's in El Sereno.
El Sereno in the neighborhood. Yeah. So there it is there. If you zoom right out, you'll see the purple dot. But yeah, so this is, I've talked about this previously and people kind of seem a bit dumbfounded or surprised that way back in October 2020, we had the ability to visit one of our properties. We could go inside the building. We could watch a user generated video that we had submitted and this, that, and the other thing. So this has been a long time coming, but this is the first iteration of that. And I don't know.
I want people to see your avatar.
Yeah. Where was that? Was that on, where did you spam that? That was in the Goldsmith show last week, wasn't it? You're like burning me.
Yeah. It looked like my face looks like Deadpool.
Yes. I don't know. This might take ages to load on my computer, but yeah. This is a very cool space. Maybe we can hint at some stuff. Somebody contacted us in the Samurai Aquatics Decor showroom recently, and we've kind of at the very beginnings of dabbling our toes in this space as well. But it's pretty cool. Maybe while that's loading, we can go ahead and do something else, because otherwise we're just going to be sitting here looking at my stupid laptop trying not to melt down. All right, let's bounce out of there and let's give away the NFT Boys' NFT. Now, these are all the people that were in for the snapshot. We might as well get this ready while we're here too. If your name is not in this list and you're in the call, let us know. If somebody can monitor chat. MC, Rob, Space Joe, Bam, Dak, D-Tech, Eric, Finn, Goodwill, Impasta, Kinda, Kachel, Laban, Lisa, Maui, Masida, Shaq, Simone, TB, and Thymominus. All right, I'll roll this one. This is
D-Tech. D-Tech mentioned,
he's there. Let's give away the NFT. Can you remind us what that was for, Joe? What are we giving away?
That is for a collab between Boneheads and Marcus.
All right.
USA, Brazil, triptych.
See if Cheese can pull off 2 in a row. Oh, she has. Are you shitting me, or has Rob got it?
Rob got it.
Robbie's got it.
Yeah, I would have gave it to the person in front of me. Wait, but Rob can't win.
Yeah, you should spin it again. I think
I
Rob
was
actually
gonna say.
grabbed one already.
All right.
That's what I was going to say.
All right. Let's try again.
Thank
Thank you.
God you said that,
3
Rob.
times in a row. The Dak Man.
Yay.
All right.
So if you didn't
Oh, sweet.
see that Dak, hit up Joe or Rob the agency to claim your NFT. Now let's jump back over and see if my donkey has managed to load this. No, it
donkey.
hasn't. I don't know. Are
Hey,
you able to pull that up
donkey.
on your end, Cheese? I'll do the 1 million UpX wheels.
Just give me the El Sereno, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I had it up before, but I think I've got too many things going on with Zoom and whatnot. It just doesn't want to load.
All right.
And that's not a reflection of the software. That's just a reflection of my shitty old laptop.
His
which-
donkey.
I'm doing pretty good. I've actually flipped about 1,000 Australian dollars worth towards buying a new one. So I'm doing pretty good. Hopefully won't have to put up
Nice.
with it for too much longer. All right, this is to play the 1 million UpX wheels. I'm on the right wheel. Let's see who's going to play. No, that's the wrong one. That's the weekly challenge.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Where's Puppet been? Alcatraz?
He got a job, mate. So he's out and we're trying to work something out with him. Musita, are you there, Musita?
Yay.
Or did he bounce?
No.
Musita.
He's on
Oh.
chat.
Oh, he's on chat. All right. I can't see chat when I'm doing this, but at the risk of being a rose, can you pull up the 1 million UpX wheels as well, Cheese?
I have them up. I'm
Oh,
ready to
look.
get out of share.
I don't know. Hang on. Is Musita here? Yes, he's here. All right.
Yay.
Musita knows
Masita's
how to
on
play.
chat.
Yeah, we
Has
see him.
Masita been paying attention?
Yeah. Is there anything you would like to tell us, Musita? No.
Oh my God, we see it.
Code word or phrases? Code word or phrases? No. Doesn't appear to. Doesn't appear to. All right, Cheese, we're just going to have to roll it. No mulligans
right.
today. No mulligans
Just-
today.
Missed out on like 3 times your profits, but all right. Type when, Musita.
Let me see chat. Why can't
You're
I see?
always talking. The real Node LA. Oh, that is one
Oh,
of them.
he did get it. He did get one. All right. So he's got 1 mulligan in the bank. Hash my
Hash
fair.
my
There you go. I
fair.
suspect somebody's slung him a sneaky DM. I wonder who that would be.
Not me. You saw my hands this whole time.
All right. Very well done. Good job.
Very
So he's
well.
got 3 shots.
3 shots. All right. So I'm just gonna do it. as
Yeah.
sneaky-
I think this is a bit of a formality, these early ones, if you've got 2 mulligans in the bank. All right. 5 shots at 25,000 UpX on the wheel. Let's have a go. Oh, he's just ticked over 1,000 UpX. You never know. Do you want to bank that 1,000 UpX, Musita? Would you like to play again? Go, go, go. Oh, he's keen.
All right, let's
He
see
is
if I
keen.
can try to do this. I've been trying like to go on different numbers to see how it works.
Mix it up. You think there's a method to the madness?
There has to be.
I don't know. 500 UpX. It's a formality. I think it's one of those things like the people that do treasure hunts with the pinatas and they reckon there's a sweet spot. I reckon Upland's just trolling us and it's full on random. We'll see. All right, Cheese. Go, go, go. 1 million for Sao Paulo.
Wait, it's going.
Is your
No, but you
Oh.
get 2 more tries.
250. Wah, wah, wah. But yes, you get 2 more chances.
Let's
Roll it again,
see.
Cheese. That's 1
All
chance down.
Let me try.
That was 250. So remember, these do stack as well. So 250 UpX for 1. Oh, Cheese is working on her plan. She's going on the cheese.
I'm going on the you can.
Spin again. Yeah, there's an opportunity there. All right, he's got 250 UpX in the bank already. He's doubled that up with another 250. All right, one more mulligan left in the bank.
All right, I think I know which one I have to do. You bear with me because I want to try something.
All right,
I want to get it to right here.
right.
Cheese
there.
wants to get rid of your million.
She
Yeah, I do.
does. I've got a few burning a hole in my pocket at the moment. I'm trying not to FOMO bind into things. All right, let's see. Last chance on the 1
my
million Apex
gosh.
wheels. Spinning, spinning, spinning. Oh, it just ticked over it.
I'm
What's
sorry.
that? 1,250. That's not too bad though. So what's that? 1,750 Apex on the way for Musita. That's better than a poke in the eye with a burnt stick, as we say in Australia. A slap in the face with a wet fish.
Anything is better than that.
Oh, you never know.
Some people might like that, maybe.
All right, Cheese. How we going? Did we manage to get the real node LA up and running?
Let me see.
We get to see Cheese's horrific avatar instead of mine.
Oh gosh. All right.
Unless it's down.
Let's see. Real node gallery. Take me to the application.
Thanks, Dak. Dak's got a bounce. Thanks, mate. So, oh, and I got to remember to send Finn the Apex balance. I got stuck on that loading page as well. Ah, here we go. If you're listening on the Spotify, you'll have to check out the links in the description to get yourself on over there. Create yourself an avatar and dive on into Real Node LA. What is this cheese?
I don't know.
Look
I'm
at
either
Cheese's
80
face.
years
Oh my
old
God.
or I suffered like
Thanks, Lisa. Oh, that's Mesme. Thank you, Mesme.
I'm the Deadpool. I'm Deadpool's sister.
Yes. So look, you're looking around, you're checking out all these cool NFTs that are available on the walls. Now, there's a lot of interactivity with some of these.
Yeah, so they have the essays outdoor decor.
Yep.
They have
Now, some of them,
Coming
a pop-up comes up and you can go direct to the Atomic Hub to buy them. And
yeah,
some
I
of them-
had mine changed to NFT. So if you go up this beautiful staircase,
You're up on level 2.
look in the mirror. This is my beautiful art
Yep.
that he had put here.
And there's a portal right there that you can jump into. And
Let's go.
it's really cool how within the portals you can see a preview of where you're headed to next. It's really cool.
Hey,
Yeah,
there we go. And then you could
just buy it straight from there
own this beautiful piece of art,
for just, what is that, 25 wax.
which is $1.70. Price of a coffee. Come on.
And there's all sorts of little portals where you can jump into the various projects that Elijah and his crew have got going on. Like there's another one you can buy the NFT, another one. So yeah, I mean, we want in-home utility within Upland. This is not.
Hey,
Hey,
look
that's
at this guy.
YK 2012. Fancy meeting you here.
give him
Just
some
hanging
thumbs
out.
up.
That's nice. And yeah, this is the very early iteration of this. I expect as more people get involved in it, we'll see a lot of cool stuff. Oh yeah, that's right. We dived into this in the Wine and Cheese show as well. But check out this room. Showcases his cars, some block explorers, all sorts of stuff. So this room is just full of portals.
Do you hear the voice?
No, I can't. Unfortunately.
It's talking to me.
Yeah, so you can see his cars showcased there. There's a big map of the real node, LA. All sorts of very cool stuff. Now, Elijah was in at the start of the show and he did say he had some big news on the way. So we'll have to keep our eyes and ears just in the regular Discords. We would assume he's going to drop that at some stage today if it hasn't already been dropped by the time this goes live. But overall, just very, very cool to see this sort of stuff. And I did play around on mobile and was able to have a bit of a look around as well. So it does work there as well. And oh, this is cool. This is Elijah's. This is his own little room. decked out. Now there is a lot of this is set up with fairly generic furnishings, but within Samurai Aquatics, we're kind of in the early stages of playing around with being able to port in our items as well. So imagine Elijah's able to jump out into his backyard and there's the seating with fire pit, or he can have the sauna there on display and this, that, and the other thing. Or maybe you've got your garden full of your gnome army or something like that. So, yeah. Jesus, gonna jump off a cliff. Don't do it, Cheese. It's not worth it. Jump in the waterfall. Oh, you did that last time, didn't you?
Splat.
And then you land back in the room, don't you? Cool.
A new version of me. That version died. This is the clone.
Yes.
What's
Ooh,
this? This is new.
Real Node Neighborhood. Neighbors portal. There you go.
Yeah.
So this might be different collaborations and that they have.
What is that?
Looks like an early work in progress, maybe. It might be something he's working on. So yes, if you haven't seen what Elijah's got going on yet, make sure you follow the links in the description, or just if you go to the Upland General and search in the community projects, just search Real Node LA and you'll be able to find it for sure.
Yeah, I think I found like a little secret over here. Like you said, it's
lost in the universe.
What? Oh my god.
All right, I might ask you to bounce out of there so we can wrap the show up and then you can play around. Otherwise, I'll never get this thing uploaded. So where are we at? So I need to follow up with the weekly challenge. I'll do that as I said. All good. I think we're good to wrap up. So a reminder that to go into the running for the 1 million UpX wheels, as Missita did, you should be in the Zoom at the start of the show for the snapshot. You need to be paying attention in the middle of the show to catch a code word or phrase, and you need to be here at the end when the wheels start rolling. Apparently, there's somebody else slinging out sneaky DMs, not just Cheese. If you have an Upland NFT or Metaverse product, service, or event to promote, opportunities are always available for sponsorship and engagement in the UDU podcast. This includes feature spotlights on the UDU podcast or long-form deep dives on the One Cheese Show. Contact myself or More Cheese to discuss and secure your spots. Mostly all the proceeds go towards giveaways and prizes on the podcasts. And like I said, please check out our sponsors, co-hosts, and the other links in the description to help support them and the show. Like and subscribe, rate and review, spruik and spam, all of that good stuff. Cheezels.
Stay fresh.
Out of here.
Stay fresh, cheese bags.
Cheesy bags. Are you looking for some of that quality outdoor decor? But you got no freaking idea where to go? Oh, come on over to Samurai Aquatics and Decor for all your outdoor decor needs. Got yourself an empty plot of boring virtual real estate in the Metaverse, do you? Yeah, just delete that. I'm still not ready, sorry. Got yourself an empty plot of boring virtual real estate in the Metaverse, do you? Or maybe some kind of crappy ramshackle building that, I don't know, needs a bit of extra spunk to it or something. And stop mucking about and get yourself over to Samurai Aquatics Discord to see all our available stock. We've got loads of different decor to spend your pretend money on.
We got saunas to fire you up and ice baths to chew you the fudge out. Literally stock coming out of our ears. Grills, swings, seating and more. So much more. And if we don't got it, give us a buzz and we could probably make it. Get yourself on over to Samurai Aquatics at 30 Aqua Vista Way in Midtown Terrace, San Francisco, lickety split, and gorge yourself on outdoor decor.